Alyssa Orange here with the Big Trail Nation, and of course the coaching carousel continues to roll. Arkansas trying to figure out who their next head coach will be, and sometimes some of the best information comes from those who cover other coaches who are candidates at Arkansas. And so we are going to bring in Paxton Boyd from WPTV in West Palm Beach. Paxton, how hectic is it right now covering Lane Kiffin and FAU?
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a firestorm the past few days, getting constant calls, people asking what I know, what information I have. Lane Kiffin, of course, when you have a coach of that magnitude, is always tied to the coaching carousel, coaching rumors year in, year out, especially here at Florida Atlantic. So, yeah, it's been a wild ride the past week or so.
Well, we knew that Lane Kiffin was going to be a hot commodity. He usually is this time of year when coaching openings open up. Do you think he could be a good fit at a place like Arkansas, or do you think maybe his best chance right now is to stay at FAU?
Well, what I can tell you is that Lane absolutely loves it here. He loves the South Florida lifestyle. He loves living in Boca Raton. So if and when he does leave, eventually it will be for what he believes is a great opportunity. I've interviewed Lane multiple times in the past, and one thing that he's always told me is that the things that were once important to him early in his career no longer are. For instance, he always used to chase the bigger job, more money. He's in a position now in his career where he no longer feels the need to do that. He's also at a position here in Florida Atlantic where he's not on the hot seat. There's no pressure here like there was at Tennessee or USC. And while I'm sure he would love to return to the Power Five, he's built a program here that can be a powerhouse in Conference USA year in and year out. And FAU, of course, is happy to have him. So as of right now, my sources, reports are saying that FAU is working overtime to try to sweeten the pot a little bit and convince him to stay. Obviously, FAU isn't going to be able to come anywhere close to the money that Arkansas or a Missouri or an Ole Miss, or even for that matter, can offer in terms of money. But they hope with a little extra added incentive and coupled with that South Florida lifestyle that we all know that he loves, they can persuade him to stay.
Well, he's been in the SEC before. Obviously, the head coach at Tennessee was on Nick Saban's staff at Alabama. Do you think if he were to take a job, he could be successful again in the SEC at Arkansas or the other two places you mentioned, Ole Miss or Missouri?
I do. He also mentions frequently everything that he learned under his time at Alabama, his tenure under Nick Saban, how to run a program. He mentions that, he tries to model FAU after how Nick Saban ran Alabama, very CEO-like. I think he has a changed mindset, and I think with this new implemented philosophy and his outlook, he absolutely can. I think, a return to the Power Five, specifically in the SEC, would certainly be enticing for him. And on the other hand, reportedly there's an offer on the table from Arkansas. So, the fact that he hasn't signed it yet, I think might be, give some indication as to where he might be leaning, but also the Owls are playing in the Conference USA Championship game this Saturday, so that certainly complicates things as well. So just a lot of moving parts and a lot of things to watch out for here in the next week or so.
Great mentioning that Conference USA game coming up, because that's where I was headed next. If we were to get a decision from Lane Kiffin, regardless of where he goes, but if he does come to Arkansas, it's coming after that conference game. How much is he trying to focus on that and not let all these rumors distract him?
Absolutely. It's already Wednesday. He had media availability today. He said that, he doesn't comment on coaching searches. He hasn't felt the need to mention any of this with his team as of yet. He's completely focused on that game. So he addressed the media today. He's scheduled to appear at his weekly coaches show in Boca on Thursday. I think at this point we're late enough in the week and close enough to Saturday's Conference USA Championship game that that's the focus. But I think at some point a return to the Power Five and the challenge and the money that come along with it will be very enticing for him. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens in the next week or so.
All right, final question for you, Paxton. Just what do we get if you do get a coach like Lane Kiffin? You've covered him for the past couple of seasons at FAU. What kind of coach is he, and what fans could maybe anticipate if Arkansas does land Lane Kiffin?
Well, definitely, obviously for FAU, he's rejuvenated the program and brought, just a renewed sense of excitement. I think that Arkansas is definitely a team that has been in search of that and could use that. He's a big-name coach, has a lot of valuable experience that he's going to bring along with him, and that's valuable anywhere. But yeah, I definitely think he would be a great fit should, if and when he does choose to leave. But definitely going to have to be the right opportunity and one that he thinks is worth his while, because as I mentioned, he loves that South Florida lifestyle. He loves it down here. I don't think he's going to leave for any job. So it would definitely be one that he would view as a great opportunity for him.
Well, Paxton Boyd, we appreciate the time. Sports reporter at WPTV. And then, of course, you can follow him at Paxton on Twitter. Simple enough for much more. We appreciate the time. Thanks so much.